Yeah, I'm trying to make the videos more professional, man. I'm fully unplugged from this bullshit. I'm trying to get out of the state now. I'm gonna get out of here with whatever I can, whatever I have left, and I can get into my bank account back tomorrow. And they make these things, they make it look normal when you have to keep logging in, verifying information. It gets old, man. It's not funny. I laugh because it just gets, it's redundant. It's like this hamster wheel. It's like a motorized hamster wheel. That's the feeling of this type of gang stalking. It just, you get off, you get out. Repeats. Keeps repeating. Keep going. It really, how do they not get tired of it? You have to ask yourself. If it's so organized, it's so repeated, it's so frequent, it's so often, the responses are robotic. Robotic. You're cornered. I'm cornered off from every situation. People are cornering me off. They're hating on me. Of course, they're hating on you. There's no reason they're gonna draw lines behind stuff from the past, hold grudges. My brother just packed all this stuff today and left here. And he was staying here, and now he doesn't want to stay here. He can't stand me. He said like years ago he wanted to hurt me for no reason. There was no reason behind any of this. Or if there is a reason, people aren't telling me. Or there's probably a reason. I don't know why though. I know that I'm leaving. These little spy kids that are really adults, and some of them are kids, and some of these spy kids are really old people. Well, they need to go get a life. Have fun with your retirement. Quit wasting it on people who are in their 20s. You've wasted my entire 20s. They take your own decisions and use them, turn them around on you. Make you look bad for trying to make the next right move, next right investment, next right deposit, withdraw, anything, everything. Every transaction, every movement, every everything. Everything you do is being closely watched. And it's not funny. I used to think at first like, oh, this is just a joke. Someone's gonna come out and say, hey, we were just fucking with you. Or something. Hey, we are just giving you a hard time. It's over with now. You have nothing to worry about. No one's gonna come out of this matrix and just say, hey, it's all done now. You're good to go. Or it was just a joke. Or we took it a little too far. Our fault. Took this a little too far this time. We'll back off. Just do it every now and then. Yeah, I mean, I thought that that's what was going to happen when I was first became a targeted individual. I didn't know what was going on. None of us do. And it actually happened in this apartment where I looked up the term and I looked it up. I was like, well, this weird phenomenon keeps happening. And I was laying on this bed over there, and I had an epiphany. Not really epiphany, just common sense told me, well, you're being targeted individually. You are a targeted individual. And then I looked up the term. I was like, well, I'm a targeted individual. So then I look up the term, and I am. Yeah, you definitely are. It's fairly rare for people to be targeted. There's several reasons why people do why this happens. All right, it doesn't happen to everyone. And I had one guy tell me that I used to hang out with. He was so stupid. He told me, oh, I asked him several times before he ditched me in California. We were driving around different states, and it was like a wild goose hunt chase with this guy. He's like, oh, let's go over here, man. Let's go over here, man. Let's go over here, man. I'm like, well, don't you want to settle down and we can get a job somewhere and work? And we were both on unemployment. And this dude's unemployment ran out. And the day it ran out, he went to his car. He kept going to his truck, kept going to his car, and kept getting on the phone with someone. It was weird. I was like, that's weird. And before that, I noticed gang stalking behavior from this guy. Like, he turned and he was my friend, but then like he was notified. And then now they wouldn't allow this guy to work. They wouldn't allow anything. Well, then he joined in with it. He said, yeah, Mike, you're just paranoid, man. Yeah. Come on. Him and this other guy would say, you're just paranoid. It's just in your mind. You're just thinking too much about it. Oh, but I'm the only one here that's dealing with this out of me, you, and him. And you're going to tell me that I'm just paranoid. And then I went on to say, ask him. He said he had a really haphazard story about how he thought he was a targeted individual. That's how you can really spot out what they say. You'll find inconsistencies in their stories. Then they'll say, "Oh, I think I am." Just let them say shit that makes them look stupid when they talk. I think I am, dude. I don't know. I think. Maybe. Probably. Well, no. If you're even saying that, that means you're definitely not. Because this is something you definitely know. Maybe in the beginning stages, you may not know. Give it some time. Don't worry so much at first if you're not really sure. For that reason, I can understand. Give it some time. But if you've been dealing with this for a long, long time, it's one of those touchy topics you'll just know. There's really no other way to really lie about it. Because everyone that is really targeted will know that you're really lying. Okay? I think it's really stupid. It makes people look dumb that are actually targeted when you get those new targeted individuals that are videotaping everything. They're like videotaping cars and like, see, look. That's what they want you to do. Okay? They want you to look dumb doing that. Videotaping other people is like that is not going to get you anywhere. Videotaping cars driving by, really? That makes the whole targeted situation look even like more delusional. That's how it's made to look externally. They want you to freak out and start doing that kind of stuff because they think that's how you're going to be able. That's not how you're ever going to prove your case. I don't care who you are. You're never going to prove your case videotaping helicopters and cars just driving around, flying around, because most of the time they're not involved, even though you know there's something going on. After a while, you know that there's just something going on. And it's not just with that, it's with the workplace, it's with you just get a feeling. It's not that it's really like you don't have to be Superman or anyone to really notice, like you don't even have to have your senses opened or heightened to know that something is going on after a while. Like after, I'd say, give it a couple years consistently, and it progressively gets worse over time, and then other people start chiming in, and it becomes like a snowball effect, the way they accumulate these lies.
and the way they feed them to other people. I've seen my family members' friends. Uh, they have a child that one of them is schizophrenic. Their son is schizophrenic, and they're trying to draw a line and say that I'm schizophrenic. It's pathetic. And then I even asked this guy how his son was doing, and he tried to elbow what I said right down. He's like, "Shut up, man! Don't ask me that question." And when he said that, I sensed jealousy. I sensed all this narcissistic, and he's a narcissist. My father's a narcissist. So what else do you expect from narcissists, really? Once you know they're narcissists, and they know that they're narcissists, they just will never admit it. And coming from his friend narcissist that I really don't like, he's really a big douchebag to me. Says, well, why don't you just hold a job for 6 months and then, yeah, come talk to me. Every job recommendation that guy's recommended has never worked out. Um, any recommendation, any job, anything. That's why I don't take the recommendations anymore. Actually, now it's to the point where um, I can't work for anyone, and they will not allow it to happen. And I used to have a very small thing going on for myself. I'm not going to say doing what, and I'm not making it up. And before I ever had a chance to grow it, I kept getting thrown in jail or stress centers. And that's part of this. They're trying to say that you're part of some big case, or you're a terrorist, or um, I've been called all those things. You're a toxic male. Your masculinity is toxic. It's sickening to society. You need to be put on the wall of shame for your toxic masculinity. And these women, like, they'll get women to break into your stuff. They'll get men, these mad females with pixie cut haircuts that are part of this pro feminist movement, and they'll be mad at you, and they'll get these little beta males to be mad at you, and they get so mad. I saw beta males freak out on other people too, and they never do it in front of your face. They usually do it on social media, where they do this, like, kind of like this, like, cyber attack with people on Facebook, where these beta males will group up, and they'll just do all these, like, childish high school comments, style comments, and they're some of them are full. We're all full grown adults now. The people that I used to know, and people of all ages, and they're getting on there with these little pussy comments that are really soft, and they're trying to make them seem offensive, and then they're trying to say you're dangerous, or you're psycho, or you're delusional. I've had people call me a molester. I mean, none of this stuff is true. That's a serious lie to spread about someone. People saying that I'm a sexual offender, that none of that is true. Okay? None of that has ever been true. Um, None of this stuff with, and a lot of my arrests are false. And what do you think? Like, now, if you look at some of those school shootings, I've read articles about some of the school massacres and shootings that have happened. Some of those people claimed and left evidence behind that they were targeted individuals. Okay, and those people, some of them were driven to the point of actually losing their mind. And for someone to believe that you have to be very mentally strong to be able to uh, endure this. And it is an experiment too, but it's also to destroy you. It's more than just an experiment. It's used for several different reasons: suppression, neglection, homelessness, possibly payoff, life insurance policies, paid hire to kill. Um, there's several reasons why they could be targeting you, what they want their end result to be. And it's dangerous. And they'll leave you homeless. They don't care if you get fired. None of it matters. They think they're going to keep wasting your time and getting away with it. And then they leverage anything. and I mean everything in anything that they can against the targeted individual. Um, I gotta be careful about talking about it in here because every time I've been here less than 48 hours, like less than 2 days, and I already been told. And the thing about the medications again. Okay, that's the only response I get here on that topic is medication and uh, to look at myself, to look at that, to look at this. I'm actually getting out of here tomorrow night. I'll be gone, and I'm probably gonna put this phone on and hide it and probably get rid of it because it's already hacked, and you can see that having to get rid of phones all the time or having phones that are tapped and hacked follow you wherever you go. I mean, you're gonna say I can't jam any frequency. I mean, that's really like you don't want me to be able to hide. And they're saying, well, we don't want negative people to use it. Well, don't let them. Don't let people that are going to be problems do this. I have not. I would not proven that I'd ever be a problem with this thing. There's a lot of questionable rules and laws in America. This is supposed to be the greatest country in the world. Okay, and there's very questionable laws that do not indicate it'd be the best country in the world to live in. You can't hide your location really. You can turn off all your location services, but you can't really hide. They have real time satellites. I'm pretty sure now they're trying to do that, or they've had them. Um, try everything you can. In some cases, like my case, in this situation, I'm gonna have to leave, and you may have to leave your hometown if you're just figuring out about this. Get out before it gets worse. It'll always be wherever you go. Yeah, there'll always be notifications and stuff, but then you automatically take because then once they get you wrapped up like they did me on paper, and they get you wrapped up in the system and in that light, that's really bad. And it's a form of trafficking. What is being done to me currently is a form of severe trafficking. Been trafficked into so many different types of situations and living situations for no reason other than I'm placed on some list and you are too, and no one's going to believe you, and the people that do believe you are uh, they don't believe you. You'll even show them fact. It doesn't matter. Everyone that I know that I'm related to is not believing. They're not going to believe you. So just don't talk about it near them. If they even hear you talking about it, they'll. I mean, I have so much proof that people are trying to harm me. It's obvious, okay, and no one. There's some sort of payoff going on because they're just burying their head in the sand at all costs. The police are. I mean, everyone is burying their head in the sand at everything, every way possible that they can. They're ignoring people, and they're just, your voice or my voice is not being heard. I don't have any. My civil rights are being completely all the way violated. And if something happens to me, I want this to be. I want this to go. Hopefully, hit some more views on YouTube, and act as a digital paper trail in case in the event that wherever I'm about to go, something does happen to me, because this is very very serious, dangerous stuff that you're dealing with. And I'm making videos. I don't want to make videos, and some of you may not, but this is very serious. The situation I'm in is very dangerous, and it's gotten worse before the YouTube videos. That's why now I'm doing YouTube videos, because I'm gonna get into some graphic design on here because it just feels like it doesn't feel like I know what's going on, and I'm probably gonna have to leave and bring an attorney to get on my feet to make some money. I'm gonna have to leave, go get an attorney, and then come back with a guy that can cover me, like a federal attorney or some sort of corporate attorney. I think Kevin Trudeau, that guy, I think he definitely was a targeted individual. And I read his books, and everyone wants to say that he was a hoax and all that. Well, that's what people say about me. And he was talking about natural cures, the same stuff I talk about, and a lot of people that are targeted know about the lies that we've been told. Um, and he was talking about a lot of this stuff, and people were saying that he was doing illegal business activities. He was lying about stuff. I didn't see one thing that he said in any of his books that indicated any lies at all, ever, never. And I may be wrong, but that they handed it to that guy in court, and this guy was not very, 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 very rich, but he was a millionaire. And they'll do it to people that are not millionaires. They'll do it to if they think you're on that route on the paper chase. That they know that you're building your momentum. They will try to sometimes cross you out completely, get you out of here, get you off the game of life, get your tear your journey to pieces, just obliterate, just totally ruin everything about your completely ruin your whole existence on Earth. Be careful, people. This stuff is very dangerous. If you're gonna get on YouTube, I'd only recommend doing it if there's no way out. Like it's for some of you there's no way out and you have to vent and you have no one to talk to. Like I have no one to talk to. YouTube and my camera is the only thing I can talk to right now. I got gaslighted on another job that I tried to get today. It is out of control. It really, really is, and uh, it's just getting just terrible. I mean, I'm getting emails blocked. Everything that is could go wrong is going wrong for me, and I'm going to start hacking tomorrow and finding out who is doing it. It's seriously, and I've been getting into hacking more, but I need to cover the right areas of hacking, and so that I, we can help find these people, and I can help give more advice. Get a Faraday cage for your phone or your devices from certain sources, because that'll help block your radio frequency. Okay, if you get the Faraday cage, and that's an alternative to jamming your frequency. That's really what you want, but it's illegal to do that. You can only block, and jamming it is a little bit different, but it really does the same thing, but it's a little bit different. Look it up. Jamming and blocking your phone signal helps hide your location. If they don't know where you're at and you're using your phone, well, then that's a problem for them, because then they can't know where you're at. If you can stay hidden all the time with your cell phone on using it, they're going to be really, really frustrated, because then they don't know where you're at. They'll always kind of know where you're at, because if you go check into hotels for a little bit or whatever, I mean, this is what I've been doing, checking into hotels all the time, shelter. I mean, I won't go into it, but they have made this is now it's now the dead of winter where I'm at. Of course, everywhere across the world it is. And they made it impossible. Okay, but there's always a way, and there's always this feeling they're putting pressure on you, like they're waiting to steal your idea. That's really, if you do come up with an idea, they're just trying to steal it. They're not trying to let you benefit from anything. So don't think that they're ever trying to push you into any sort of success. That is never going to happen. It is all for exploitation and financial gain, and to discredit you in the process. With that, I'm going to go. Bye.